Hello, and welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you how I made this super small demux. It's a 1 to 4 ratio of demux. So, takes one input and puts it into 4 different outputs. Well, one input and 2 switches, but we'll get to that. So this is a 1 to 2 ratio. So it takes one input and it has 2 outputs, and based on what the switch value is, it will switch between this guy being output and this guy being output. So this one is the switch, and if you look over at the diagram over here, so the switch is labeled by S and the input is labeled by D. So if we just flip these both up, now the input is off right now. If the input is off, no matter how many times we flick this, the switch, nothing will happen. There is no input to switch between. But if the input is on, then it will switch from that guy over to this guy every time we flick it. So we flick it again. Wow, amazing. Next thing. This contraption is this contraption, but a lot more simplified and fits in a way smaller box. Basically what we're doing is we're saying, hey, this D and this D are both going into an AND gate, which in Minecraft, if you don't remember, an AND gate looks like, oh my gosh, my game is lagging. An AND gate looks like this. Oh, oops. Like this. Grab a lever. So, and there. However, we can extend this over to here, like this. And this is what I like to call a double AND gate, which uses the same, this guy twice as input for this AND gate and this AND gate. So, if this and this is that, we get an input from that one. If this and this are down, we get an input from that one. If all three of them are down, we get an input from both. Or an output, my bad. That's fine. So what we're basically doing here is simplifying it so this torch and this torch are the same torch. And we're just kind of plopping it in the middle here. So if we look here, so this middle torch, it would be that torch over there, or the combination of that torch and that torch. So then this torch right here is now equal to this torch right here. And the redstone, that's just the redstone over there. So we simplify that down, make it nice and small. Boom. Input off, we get no output. Amazing. Alright, next thing. This one, we make it a lot smaller, and we also get rid of inverting the input. So instead of having this be off, or off to be off, it's now on to be off. So if this is on, we get no input. This is off, we get no output. The reason we do this is because we can make it just so much smaller if we do this, instead of having to invert it every time. So this is the method I use for basically all my demux stuff. I just invert the input when I get it. So yeah, and then we can simplify that even further. Well, this isn't technically simplifying because it's still like the same size and stuff, but we kind of move things around to get everything on the same layer. And this guy is really small and really fast. This guy's good. Basically, this would be S, this would be D, and how we're doing this is basically we're realizing that this torch right here and this torch right here are both having the same state. So we're just gonna plop them on the same block because they're the same. And we're realizing, oh, well, that's there powering this. So if we move that, this torch to there, we're gonna still need to power that. And we're using the target block just to, you know, redirect the redstone signal, the most useful block in the game. Okay, so then the next simplification is this, a one wide simplification thing. Basically, what this guy is he's realizing, hey, these two torches have the same output every time. So if we do that, they'll have the same output. We do that, they have the same output. We do that, they have the same output. So we're realizing, hey, these two torches are the same torch. We don't need to make two of them. That would be stupid. We're not stupid. And then we're also realizing, okay, well, this torch here has to power that torch, so that's why we have to place a block on top of it. And now this torch, which is actually these two torches, is powering that torch and also giving us an output. Yay. But now, how do we turn this off? So, to turn it off, we need to make a little glass staircase thing. This makes it so, because normally, look, so, if we need to basically get up here, but without cutting off our redstone, and without letting the redstone come back down. If we use solid blocks, it just simply doesn't work. But if we use glass here, then that solves both of our issues instantaneously. The redstone signal can now not go down, but it can still go up. So then we use so now if we power this, this can only take weak inputs, weak as in not repeater / lever / button / those kind of stuff that can power a block. It can only take weak powering, so like this, boom, it now switches. It switches, boom, and this would be our input, well, our actually inverted input, because we got rid of, you know, the torch to invert it. So this is our inverted input. Yeah, okay, so that simplifies all of that. So now that we understand the concept of a 1:2 ratio demux, we can now start to explain how I made the 1:4 ratio demux. But before I do that, I'm going to show you guys another version of the 1:2 mux. I have it right here. So this is our input. So if it's on, it means it's off, because once again we got rid of the inverting torch, but that's fine. And then so say that's on, I mean it's off, but it's on because reasons. Now if we do that, boom, boom. Now this design is not tileable, however you can fit two next to each other, so it's, I guess, semi-tileable. I don't know what you would call that, but it's like mirrorable. I'll just walk around it so you can kind of understand how I made it. It's really not that complicated. Demuxes really aren't. Well, at least 1:2 demuxes aren't. You get into higher ones, it gets more and more complicated, but yes. So if you look on our right here, I pulled up a model of a 1:4 demux. So basically, I'm gonna walk you through switch by switch. S1 switch, all this guy does is it inverts it. So instead of using this guy, it's gonna use this guy. How it accomplishes this is basically toggles each one's on and off switch. So as you can see, it has a redstone torch here, so when this is on, that is off. Okay, let's turn that on so we can actually get an output and look at it. So as you can see, our output is at the bottom because we just none of our switches are on. So if I press the switch, now instead of using this demux, we're now going to use this demux, or 1:2 demuxes. Then basically this switch, well, basically if it's on the bottom, it goes to the top. because it's powering the bottom torches. So now instead of these two being it, it's the opposite of these two, the top two. Makes sense? Hopefully, I'm not going over that again. That's basically it. If you want a block by block tutorial, I guess for the one viewer who's probably watching this, comment it, I don't know, I'll do it, but bye.